Too good to be true? No, not in the NHL. No. Then we beat you on your soil 4-1. We did it again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the halfway point, the 16th team of the season previews. The only thing that's going to stop me is my internet connection, because that seems to be a problem. Resources. That's just what I lack. Resources. We're getting it figured out. We're grinding. We made it to the halfway point. Last episode's going to be a tough one to beat. Hopefully we got all that audio. I like holding the mic. I'm a hold mic guy because, sitting there looking at the screen, hands crossed. I was never the best interview guy, surprisingly. Haven't had an interview in a long, long time, but when I was younger, I remember out of college, I blow at that stiff shit. I stink. I'm not good. It's tough for me to get into my zone, but when we're there, we roll. And today, who are we rolling with? We're going to roll with the team. My first place finisher in the Atlantic this year. Tampa Bay Lightning. The reason I think that they will win the Atlantic is because Toronto lost Marner. They got things to deal with. Florida is not going to have Tkachuk. And I'm not huge on Montreal. So who is it? Is it Boston? Is it Detroit? Is it Buffalo? Yeah, right. I thought Buffalo got demoted. I guess not. Is it Ottawa? It could. Woo-wee. You're going to have to wait for that episode. It could be Ottawa. Got to go with Tampa at the leader of that division, though, this year. They got the same looking team that they've had for the past couple. You know, they lost Stamkos, but they came in with a new fleet of guys. They got Gensel, Point, and Kucherov. Is there a better line in the National Hockey League? Maybe. Probably, if you want to, get technical on me. But boy, is that line strong. Big, big sucker for Kucherov. 2 years in a row, he's led the league in points. 0 MVPs. He didn't win it last year, did he? I hope not. It's bullshit that he doesn't win it. When he gets the puck, he is so unbelievably patient. It's remarkable. He's my favorite player to take over 1.5 points when the time is right, when the odds are right, because they will try to fuck you with Kucherov and put his over 1.5 at like minus 125, minus 140 at times. I remember one day in the past, I think it was 2 seasons ago, he was over 2.5 points and under 2.5 points was plus 130. I took it and he had 3 points. I said, all right, I'm done. I respect Kucherov. He's my favorite. Brandon Point is, you don't have to say much about this top line. Gensel, Point, and Kucherov, you look at them and you know that you're going to have to play them to either score a goal or over 1.5 points. Is the time right? You attack them when the time's right. Guys like Hagel, Cirelli, even this Goncalves guy, I like them over a point at times. You can fire away at them. Hagel had a huge year last year. He's a good player. Cirelli, more of a gritty guy, but he always gets empty netters, I feel like. So you always have that for you. I compare Cirelli and Paul, I look at very closely on the offensive side for Tampa. If the time is right. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do up and down this lineup. You can go a Connor Geekie. You can go an Oliver Bjorkstrand. You got to just watch this team, look at trends, and see how it's going. Because, again, this team's going to they're going to make the playoffs, hopefully, I think. Hopefully not if like Columbus or Ottawa's chasing a wild card spot, but you expect to see them in the playoffs, and then it's what do they do in the playoffs? This past year, they were a sexy pick against Florida. Go back to my other rule. You don't go against the champs, so you got to be careful. This was Mr. Ice's Stanley Cup team last year. I liked the pick when he released it, but you had to get past Florida, and you don't mess with the champs. To finish it out, they got Holmberg. I think this guy came over from Toronto. Yanni Gourde's back. And then Mitchell Chafee between the thighs. Yanni Gourde's a speedy Mendoza. I'm kind of a sucker for him, but you got to be careful. You can't play him too much or else I don't know. Like he's like a little bit of a better Miles Wood, I would compare him to. On the defensive end, they got McDonough, Chernak. Not a lot of action here, I don't think, as far as on the gambling front, but just solid defensemen that it's going to help them in the playoffs. Again, this team, they're going to be there. What are they going to do? They do have J.J. Moser, who I like. We'll see how he does there. But as far as, betting on them to have a point or whatever, I don't know. Who do I like the most? Hedman, for sure. He was hurt last year. He came back. He was playing a little bit. And then they always got the goalie, old Vassy boy. I think Vassy boy might have ran out of the Addies late in the year because they needed him in the playoffs, and boy, did they not have him. And part of that's because Florida's just an absolute juggernaut. But it's tough. The East is really tough, guys. You got to think when it gets to the playoffs, you got Tampa and Florida in the same division. You're going to have Toronto and Ottawa in that same division. And then you got Montreal coming up. Luckily, I mean, could you imagine if the Bruins were balling? And Detroit's trying to go, but that's a solid division. That's a competitive division. So when the playoff picture is laid out, it's going to be tough for them to get out. And then you have to consider once they get out of it, are they capable of finishing the job? Florida is. We've seen that. We won't be tricked on Florida anymore. Carolina. Is Carolina going to come out of the East this year? Are the Rangers going to come back this year? I think yes. Tune into that one. I'm high on the Rangers. We're talking about Tampa, Pucks. Just anxious to get hockey going, boys. We made it to the halfway point. Let's finish it off. Let's finish it strong. Let's get this Wi-Fi figured out. And let's win a bunch of money this year. No jinx.
Too good to be true? No, not in the NHL. No. Then we beat you on your soil 4-1. We did it again. Woohoo!